Good morning, family. Welcome to the Afro Latina Show. I am your host, Alicia Anabel Santos, La Diosa Dominicana, La Santera. Welcome to episode 178, titled Assault. And I'm coming to you live from Lincoln University. So before I get into the meditation, I just want to shout out the students and faculty and staff and the organizations that brought me to Lincoln University to talk about Afro-Latino identity. And the conversation was filled with love, was filled with honesty. There were moments where it got heated, but at the end, I hope, my prayer is that this community feels like they have opened a pathway towards a more kinder conversation around identity and race and Blackness and all of the things that came up, around using the N-word, around colorism, around policing Blackness. And so for me, coming to speak at universities is a huge honor and privilege. But I understand that it's part of my role as a writer, a creative spirit, a healer, to bring into this space a kinder, more gentler way of having conversations. Because, there's always going to be the person who wants to be heard and is carrying so much pain and trauma that they want to project. And so it's really important when you're having these sorts of conversations around systematic trauma and oppression and being the other and those on the margins, it's easy for us to, as the oppressed, to continue to oppress. And so we have to be careful of that. So what I will say is that I'm grateful that I came to LU because aside from the brilliant conversation that we had, because that was dope, it was just an honor to be in a space that is one of the first historically Black colleges, the first Black college to award degrees. That was dope. Like, to think that you are in a school of thought that was the place where Black people could graduate and become professionals and have titles, and that's just a huge honor for me to just kind of be in this space. I love coming to visit universities for that reason. I always feel so full and so like rejuvenated and, and lifted. So thank you, Lincoln University, and for my beautiful gift. Assault. Is not an easy subject to broach, or is certainly not an easy conversation to have in my morning meditation. But what I do want to introduce is the different types, right? There's physical assault, there's verbal assault, there's sexual assault, there's violent assault. And as someone who has been assaulted and violated and raped, I think about the ways in which women are assaulted on a regular basis. I think about young children, boys and girls, who are assaulted and violated on a regular basis. And so I'm not going to get into a lot of detail, because what's triggering even the word or the idea around assault is my response to reading Junot Diaz's essay that's in the New York Times. And so I I'm feeling really heavy after reading it. I'm feeling really triggered. Yet at the same time, I'm feeling incredibly proud of Junot Diaz for being brave enough to write the essay. The essay is called, it's not in the New York Times, that was a mistake, it's in the New Yorker. And the title is The Silence, The Legacy of Childhood Trauma. The Silence, The Legacy of Childhood Trauma. I never got any help, any kind of therapy. I never told anyone. So I'm not going to address the essay yet because I am working on a letter to Juno that I will be posting publicly in my next podcast. So, but my message this today is around a prayer for those assaulted. For as long as I can remember, my prayers every day are the same. I pray for those I love. I pray for those who have offended me. I pray for those who need healing. I pray for those who are in pain. I pray for those who are hungry. I pray for those who are cold and need somewhere warm to sleep. I pray for all the children who are abused or assaulted, that they may know love and that they may hold on to a little bit of their innocence. And then I go on, praying for what I need, how I'd like to walk in the day. I pray for strength, right? I pray for peace and patience and compassion and understanding. But that one prayer for the children is one that I pray every day because I'm one of those children who was assaulted and abused physically for a large part of my young life. And then I would go on to be assaulted as a woman. And so that sits in my body still today, so many years later. And so my prayer today is that those of us who have been assaulted, violated, in any way, in all the ways that we have been assaulted and violated, that we can find peace, that we can find healing, that we could be surrounded by people who love us, people who are gentle, people who do not use our past against us, people that we can trust. May we find the help that we need. May we, if we need to, find a therapist that can help us work out some of the shit that we carry so it doesn't continue to destroy and poison us. May we find the strength to get up and believe in ourselves and our dreams, even though someone may have tried to beat it out of us, rape it out of us. May we hold on to faith. May we learn to love ourselves just a little bit more every single day. May we get to a place one day where we can forgive those who have trespassed against us. And we can meditate. We can take a moment of silence and just sort of pray for the thing that we need. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And when you're ready, you can come out of meditation. I never like to play the victim. I think there was a time, though, that I walked with that victim mentality, that woe is me constantly, until I no longer felt the need to carry that, because I wanted to carry the label of survivor, that I survived it, that I'm a warrior and that I'm a beast. Because to play the victim somehow makes me feel or think that I'm some weakling, and I'm not weak. But the truth is that I was victimized. And those of us who were assaulted, are being assaulted, have been assaulted, are victims. And we're the innocent ones. And it wasn't our fault. Period. It was never our fault. But the self-loathing for some of us is real. And so my prayer today is that we, the assaulted, we who have been violated, may we find the strength to walk in our strength, to trust that we are guided and protected, that we survived it. We did survive it. We are here. We are present. And there are things that we can do with all that trauma and pain. And for me, I'm lucky. I get to turn it into art. And for Junot Diaz, I'm floored at the way in which he let his wall down and shared his truth. Because that, for me, as writers, we are very blessed that we have an outlet for our pain and the pains of others and the characters that we create. We are very lucky people. And so my intention for today is to love on that little girl in me who was assaulted and violated, and spend time listening to what she wants me to know. I'm wishing you all the most beautiful day. Alicia out from Lincoln University. Next time I see you, I will be back in New York. Peace out, Philly.